Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to some Don't Be a Menace to South Central America. Episode 2, we started earlier today. Um, we did pretty good. Oh, as always, let me make sure everything's working. Let me make sure sound's working. Hey there, hello me. Good. Oh, as always, let me make sure everything's working. Let me make sure sound's working. Hey there, hello me. Hello, hey, back at you, buddy. Okay. So we did some pretty good work this morning. So the country is formed now. When you start off with Central America, there's a journal entry where everybody's going to try to secede from you if they have a certain amount of turmoil. We got past that. We're now formed. So what we're doing, our goal for the stream, and as far as we can get through it tonight, we want to take Panama. I want to take Panama from New Granada so that we can make the Panama Canal Company. I also want to make, since companies are such a cool thing, the company we are going for, all the way down here. Oh, I guess I passed it. Here it is. The steel conglomerate of San Salvador, mainly because we get this plus 5% state construction efficiency. And if you look, every single one of our states gets a negative 10% state construction efficiency. So we could combat this with road maintenance, but we don't have enough authority. So we could get more authority, or we could get that company and we could keep a certain amount of bureaucracy to add state construction efficiency. So we're getting +1 right now. We'll add more later to get the 5, and that will get us where we need to be. So right now, we have our trade center, our brand spanking new trade center. It's doing some work for us. So we're exporting a bunch of stuff. One cool thing about this new update I hadn't thought about. Now you really can make kind of like a military-industrial complex. You can export your weapons to keep the company employed and profitable, and then when you mobilize your armies and you start using more, the trade center will start exporting less and we'll keep more here. And most of that will be done automatically. So that's kind of cool. Let me silence some stuff here. Okay. And so we just set up some construction sectors. Ooh, at the bottom. So we've got that going. Wood is a little expensive. We're going to get the tooling sector, then some cotton, and then we're going to get the iron so that we can upgrade it. Then we're going to upgrade our military, because again, we're going after Panama. And then we're building those steel mills so that we can get the company. So, that's right. So we have the tech for a company right now. So next is General Staff, Fieldworks, Atmo Engine. What else would be good for us? You know, we should probably go for railways next, because we can use that to keep the steel, use the steel. Can't speak. Water tube boiler, nitroglycerin, and then we can reassess. I mean, actually, we'll add modern sewage in there because that's just something we'll need. Then we'll reassess. Okay. So that's a good start. I think we're ready to unpause. Yeah. All right. Away we go. So let's do this. What are our taxes and everything looking like? Woo, hello. Okay. Yeah, let's lower taxes a little bit because we've got tons of money. And the construction sector is fully employed. Hey Barney, hey, good to see you. Glad you're in, glad you're here. Welcome back in. Funny that we took a giant walk around the playground just to go back to the beginning, but without Los Altos. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's really true, right? Yeah, We did a whole little workaround. Although we did get rid of the journal entry. We did get rid of the journal entry, so there is that. But yeah, we lost Los Altos. Maybe we'll go after it again at some point. But that is something that's just going to always keep Mexico pissed at us. Oh, there's a revolt going on right now in this. Interesting. Oh, here we go. Maximiliano Menendez has grown discontent with the Central American government's institutions. A conspiracy is forming among the landowners to launch a coup against the government and establish autocracy. Yeah, we don't want that. Delightfully devil. No. Oh, wait. Coup's progress will advance by 10%. I always thought in the past that one of these options didn't advance it. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. It does not start very high. Paco, hello! Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. We continue from earlier. Hope all is well. Party-affiliated newspapers have been proliferating during this election season. Publications associated with the Conservative Party have been particularly effective in spreading the party line. So, yeah, we still kind of want the Conservative Party here, because we need to keep the armed forces out of government until the Age of Caudillos is done. Oh. Or, oh wait, we get throughput on paper mills, which I'm pretty sure we don't have any. But we don't give a ton of momentum to the Conservative Party. I want the Conservative Party to win, but I don't want them to get a major majority. A cool gameplay in this DLC is definitely from Oman. Man, the guys have a colony in Africa. Chad. Those Chads. Yeah, I was looking at Oman for a run. I was actually thinking about Oman for this one. I do want to try Oman. I want to try one of these, either Hejaz or Oman, and try to form Arabia. And the reason why I want to do it is because you don't have wood or cotton. And so you're building a construction sector by importing all of that stuff. I think that would be a cool challenge. I kind of want to start with Hejaz and do that. But we shall see. Maybe that'll be the next one. I need to do a Arabian run. What kind of Arab am I that I'm not doing an Arabian run? A group representing the usual opposition forces of the intelligentsia has approached the government to propose cooperation against forces that would subvert the government in Central America. Yeah, here we go. Goodbye. Oh, they just keep it. On the fence with the issue, the intelligentsia's views on homesteading changed overnight. Arturo Sinibaldi names Toribio Barrias as the architect of the hidden deal. Let's see. Who's this guy? Oh yeah, he's our agitator, our land reformer. He is helping us. We don't want to take a setback yet. But minus 10%, that's a lot. Well, he's just going to lose some popularity then. That's just how that's going to go. Hey, Vsauce. Michael here. Your Central American run is great. Or is it? Dun dun dun. Well, I would say it's not bad yet. So that's saying something. I think, well, we're definitely going to be able to get that steel company today. Ooh, hello, nationalism. I think we might be able to get Panama before the end of the night. I don't know, but we might. Jorge Menendez, a prominent member of the Conservative Party, has been accused of gross corruption. He strenuously denied all allegations until damning letters surfaced signed by him. Um, yeah, we'll do this. At least we can keep their president unpopular. Toribio Maria's attendance at a bourgeois fundraising banquet in San Salvador has led to an uptick in funds promoting homesteading. Excellent. Way to go, buddy. Oh, he gets the trait Grifter. Yeah, let's take this. There we go. Is there any classic RPG you would bring to the channel? Like a Chrono Trigger. Ooh. A classic RPG. Oh, man. Let me think. God, what are... This is... Okay. I don't know if this is too specific, but I don't know if you know the game Wordle. I don't know if that's just a thing that happened here in the U.S. But it was like this word game that was like a big craze where you had to come up with like 5-letter words. And the thing that was always so funny about that game is the moment you started playing it, you literally could not think of a single word in the entire English language. The fact that now you needed to think of a word meant you could now not think of any words. And so now I can't think of a single RPG I've played in my life. Let's see. Ooh, well, a classic RPG. I mean, maybe something like Fallout, but like the first Fallout. You know, I do own the first Fallout game on Steam. Should play that. I bought it and never really went through it. Hey, John Wireman. Hello, my friend. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. But Fallout would be a fun one. Hell, even just like some Fallout 4, 3 or 4, playing one of those. I don't know if we should consider that classic yet, but I think we'll leave the government arrangement as is. We need the rural folk right now to get homesteading. We don't want to put them into power until Age of Caudillos is done. And so, yeah, I think we'll keep things as is. Oh. A horrendous first draft of Homesteading has every faction clamoring to ram in their desired changes. Toribio Barrias has whipped up immense public discontent in favor of a rewrite. Well, we can lose to approval from the petite bourgeoisie. That's not so bad. Yeah, I think we'll take this one. It's impressive how this DLC and update has increased the possibilities and speed of development. In my previous game of Argentina, when you were playing with Lanfang, I achieved 27 million pounds in GDP with 7 million inhabitants by 98. Now with Charters of Commerce, I'm at 71 with 10.1 million inhabitants and 32 million GDP, having won a war against the USA and another world power. That's cool. And being the sixth world power myself. Yeah, because now you really, before you really were hampered by your resources, right? So like the Afghanistan run we did, I didn't have the problem here because we were able to take Sind that has sulfur. But on my like offline runs I've done many times in the past, I wouldn't get Sind, and so I would be very hampered as Afghanistan because I couldn't get sulfur. Because if I didn't find it in a trade route near me, I couldn't get that. And so things I couldn't make were like fertilizer, explosives. It was very limiting. But now with the world market, I can get pretty much any resource. It might be expensive, but I can get it. So yeah, I think it really opens the game up now. Figures representing the landowners have approached elements of the armed forces, looking for support in a hypothetical plot against the government. Yeah, no. That's going to be a no from us. A cool mod for Victoria 3 is the one that adds zombie apocalypse. Great for Halloween. Whoa, I don't know this one. Okay, you got to tell me the name of the zombie apocalypse Victoria 3 mod. I've gone through the mod lists before, but I guess I just the whatever the title of this one is didn't stand out to me. So yeah, please share the title of the zombie apocalypse mod with me, because I would love to play that one. Totally, you can do the whole railway installation without having motors or doing it. Yeah, right? You really could. You could just build. The only things you really need to build now are like railways and power plants, because they're local goods. It actually would be an interesting run to try to do, where you import and export everything. It could. I think of it as kind of like a stock market, right? Like if you can import a good cheap and find a good export of it, essentially you're kind of like playing the prices of the market. I think that would be an interesting test run to try to do, to see if it's possible. That and the companies. Right now, the two companies I own are ranked 3rd and 4th in the world. Nice. Yeah, I love how just in general... Ah, yes, good. Progress the study. We need that. How you can just look at the companies now. This was such a cool addition to see what's out there. And executives, too. I find executives to be a cool thing. And we're going to have ours soon. I think I'm going to build the steel before all these barracks. You know, though, we do need to keep an eye on infrastructure. Iron takes 2, and I believe steel would take 3. So 2 and 3. So 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15. So 21. Well, we are going to have an infrastructure problem. But we can build ports to fix it, since we can get unlimited ports now. Victoria Undead. Oh my god. I am going to look at it right now. Oh my god, Victoria Undead. New Apocalypse Designer Journal at. Oh yeah. Oh my god. This is amazing. Subscribing to that. Gonna try that one out tomorrow. Thank you for that. Oh my god, this is so cool. I just love this game so much. They are fighting against the Hudson Company, the British, and very far away from the East Indian Company. So those are the top two, those two British companies. I think, too, it adds... Because this is very much a game where you kind of create your own goals. Oh, yes, look at this. We are advancing on homesteading. It creates another element of goal to add for yourself, where you just want the top companies in the world, you know? So I think that that's really cool. A social club popular with the educated class has held a salon in San Salvador, with Toribio Barrias speaking in favor of homesteading as an honored guest. Can we afford... Yeah, we can get we can afford a +2 expected standard of living. Oh, but we'd rather take the +10 enactment chance, right? Yeah. So besides worrying about the economy, I'll have to worry about zombies stealing our jobs. Where's all the good neck-biting jobs these days? My grandpa's day was done by good, hard-working, undead people. Or wait, the undead. Yeah, the undead would be the alive, so that's us, right? Oh, God. My brain is dead, apparently. A prominent functionary and supporter of the petite bourgeoisie has been shot in broad daylight on the streets of San Salvador. The local police seem uninterested in investigating any further. This is actually progressing quite a lot. Alright, so we're going to lose 5% bureaucracy. Okay, I actually have to start worrying about this a little bit. I'm pretty sure we can lose the legitimacy. I don't need to look at that. Toribio Barrias has embarked upon a week-long tour of the countryside to spread awareness of the need for homesteading amongst the rural folk. Alright. Well, the rural folk are pretty happy right now, so we'll take this one. I also realize, so much of the game has changed. I have to start, keeping kind of a conscious check on myself for, my instincts of things to do, right? I'm thinking about it right now. I'm waiting for these iron mines to finish before I move to iron frame buildings. But thinking about it, I probably could have moved to iron frame buildings and try to get some trade on iron, and then as the iron mines build, ramp down the subventions. So that's probably something I could do. And even without subventions, I think the trade center would automatically adjust, I wonder how much of our trade capacity are we using in the state? Where is it? Trade capacity. So we have a little bit left. I'm curious. Let's do that. Iron frame buildings. Yeah, we didn't really have a need there. Okay, so let's take a look at the trade center. Let's see how it... Look at that. Yeah. It's already importing 10 iron. So I really... Yeah, now you can kind of create... No matter what level of country you are, you can create the construction. As long as you have enough trade capacity... And then just build the inputs as you go. Well, if I can make a recommendation, rush companies in the research tab. That is actually what we're doing. It's the very first thing we did. The first 3 things we researched, or 4 things, stock exchange, banking, and then mass communication on tech spread. And then we went to corporate charters. We actually have corporate charters right now. What we're waiting to get are the 5 steel mills so that we can form the company. But I agree. Now I think the first thing you want to do is rush to being able to have a company. One of Maximiliano Menendez's assistants has fallen out of the window of a government administration in Guatemala and been severely injured on impact. He has offered the government information in exchange for safety. Yeah, this guy is trouble. Don't like him. A lengthy speech by Toribio Barrias took a wild turn after consuming a tainted drink. With his incapacitation, the government has lost one of its most efficient advocates for homesteading. Oh, he gets wounded. Alright, so we'll only lose 7. Making Brazil a protectorate. I'm sure that makes you very, very happy. Very, very happy. The Barney might have something to say about it. All right. The landowners' supporters in the diplomatic corps has offered to reach out to the American government for support in their bid for power in return for certain future obligations. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. The U.S. interfering in Central American politics. When has American meddling ever gone well? Hell yeah. Representatives of the Catholic Church in the government have demanded several compromises in the enactment of homesteading. These measures have already been condemned by supporters of Toribio Barrios as corrosive to the reform as a whole. Damn, why do I feel like we're starting to crumble here? Well, we can take a step back now. We're in the voting phase. So let's do that. I defeated the United States in the Amazon and then forced Brazil to become my protectorate. Oh boy. That was like a double win for you there, huh? I know that story. Yeah, Yep, unfortunately. Oof, man. What I really want to do on stream is an Algeria run. As an Algerian, I want to do Algeria, but Algeria is very, very tough because you start off as Mascara or any of these guys. France is coming for you and coming for you quick. I think one of the first like achievements I got in the game that I was like very proud of myself for was Barbari's Back, which is listed as what do you call it? It's listed as medium because when it first was released, that achievement, customs unions was still a thing, and customs unions would make it very very simple. But now that customs unions isn't a thing, it's not very easy anymore, and it's still only listed as medium. I disabled your automatic breathing. Barney's pissed. By the way, this DLC map is one of the most beautiful so far. Yeah, isn't it? Hold on, let me read this and then let's look at it. Protests supported by the intelligentsia have flooded the streets of San Salvador, condemning the presence of groups within the government that support autocracy. Ooh yeah, here we go. Yeah, this new map is awesome. Also, this map isn't with the DLC. You get this map for signing up for the Victoria 3 newsletter. Or if you're already signed up for it, then it automatically downloads. But yeah, you don't need the DLC for this. You just go to the Victoria 3 website and sign up for their newsletter, and then it'll download. So go get that map. I do really like this one. I like the brush strokes that you can see. Barracks in Honduras have been reporting a large amount of mysterious losses of firearms as of late. I feel like we're getting a ton of events. It's kind of crazy. A court clash over homesteading erupts between a few families. The early bird homesteaders each claim the same land in Costa Rica. The dispute has called the legislation into question. Man, you always reach this one point. If you go so quickly through the phases, you'll always reach that one point where you're like, damn, man. Alright, yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so we have really good relations with France right now. I wonder if we can do that thing where we put their power block statue over here. And we get some Monet. Okay. What to do with leftovers in the fridge? Soup or savory pie? Ooh, that is tough because, like I said, I'm very much one for soup. It's hot today, so savory pie. Ooh. I'd go with the pie. I saw somewhere. So they won't take this. What if it was just 500? Oh, I took a screenshot with Steam. That's interesting. All right, it looks like we're not going to get it with France. Yeah, Great Britain don't like us too much. Oops. Oh yeah. What about the U.S.? Well, let's see what's going on here. Joaquin Escalon, a general associated with the armed forces, has been accused of grave disloyalty. Joaquin Escalon claims that this is nothing but a plot by subversive elements to remove a barrier to their rule. He will be retired and dies. Let's see, do we like him? He's pretty good. Or we're gonna lose more authority. Let's see who we have in the pipeline. Yeah, I'd rather keep him. Alright, let's keep him. Yeah, not so bad. Could be worse. Alright, let's get these iron mines done. Ah! Alright, we have homesteading. Excellent, excellent. So now our people can migrate from state to state. So that's good. So what do we want to go to next? And look at this, we're up to 19th. We're moving along, huh? Do we want appointed bureaucrats? We get increased taxation capacity. Are we like... Yeah, we got... It seems like... Oh yeah, we are overusing taxation capacity. Yeah. So we're going to go to elected bureaucrats because it'll give us more bureaucracy and we can counteract the state construction inefficiency a little bit there. Right? Yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah, and what institutions do we have? Home Affairs and Law Enforcement. Okay. Right, iron mines. Oops. Now, something I want to try doing is eventually, with the steel conglomerate, we'll be able to use a corporate charter and give them an additional building type. See, I think it would be great if they could also get iron and just have that loop. Iron and steel. Which means then we really want to get down to steel frame buildings. You know. Yeah, and we'll want to get steel tools going. Alright, how is New Granada in terms of military? It's 25 and 4. Oh. And what are... Oh, the Be Cool agreement. What are we doing? Withdraw. Yeah, what are these other... That was the last one. We still had the Be Cool agreement going. Our efforts to pass the elected bureaucrats law have run into several classic bureaucratic hurdles. Debates rage around such lofty matters as the correct shape of filing cabinets. Seriously, people? Yeah, we want... Oh, well, no, I don't really want to lose 10% bureaucracy until the law is enacted. Yeah, I'd rather take the hit to enactment time. Ooh, yeah, give us a little bit more there. Try to invest in your naval power, too. Remember that naval blockades are now something... Ooh, excellent point. Excellent point, my friend. That is a very excellent point. We are going to need to go Navy a little bit here. Yeah. Maybe after all those barracks. Can a subject be forced to change its laws? Because it won't let me do it by agreement, because it's my subject. But I don't know how to do it as an overlord. I thought there was... I wish you could look at all of the... There is a way. It's one of the... In one of the power blocks... there's something that allows you to change a subject's laws. The intelligentsia find it difficult to find the cheap paper they need to immortalize their thoughts. Adds set up paper import. I wonder how this works now. So we don't control... Let's do it, just because I want to see how we do this now. We have a paper import going. Paper is being imported here. I guess we need a government one. The agreements were the best thing about this DLC. It's something that should have been there from the beginning. We can buy territories for literally flesh. Yeah, Austria. Menace system sucks. Yeah, it does. It really does. Let me see what all of these people have here. No, it's not this one. Maybe it was the... I know it's like the third level of one of these things. God, where's the button? There it is. You know, a trade league with the United States now seems mighty nice. Look at that. Minus 25% convoys cost of port connections. That's an interesting one now. Yeah, let me read this. Maybe I can look up on the wiki. Viewing British ownership of British Guatemala as a crime against the Central American nation, the trade unions have put their weight behind the anti-British society. Yeah, we will. Fortunately, the Ottoman Empire is doomed in all plays to collapse. You know, somebody posted on the Reddit. I don't know if it was actually today or if it was yesterday, but I read it today. That they said the Ottoman Empire is now a very fun play with all this. They didn't elaborate as to why, but it did make me think, huh, maybe I gotta do my own little offline Ottoman run. Yeah, I guess at the request of the intelligentsia, we have promised to import paper to reduce material costs for their literary ambitions. Oh, I see. Import tariff level for paper is low subvention. Wait, oh, at least one of those. Okay. Paper in the Central American market is not greater than 20% more expensive than the base price. Ah, I see. And what is paper in our market right now? Very expensive. Where would be a good place for... Well, actually, yeah, a good place would be here in the capital, because this is where we're going to have some government admins. I don't think the private queue is going to be adding it anytime soon. Well, we'll think about it in a little bit. You live in New York, right? Is it true that Spider-Man stopped the subway once? I saw it on a video. It's got to be true, right? Actually, you know, my son, who's 5, is obsessed with Spider-Man. Obsessed. And this great moment happened one time. We were coming home in the evening from something on the subway, and we're leaving the station, and coming into the station was like one of those guys who one of those people who like dress up as Spider-Man and go to Times Square to like take pictures and get money. So in comes Spider-Man into the subway station. My kids lost their effing mind. They were like, oh my god, he's real. And luckily the guy was game. I keep saying guy, maybe it was a woman on there, I don't know. Well, actually it's a it's a tight suit, so I think it was a guy. And yeah, the guy was game and he played it up. He was like, you know, he didn't speak, but he was doing the whole thing. Oh my god, that was really cool. Spider-Man is real, and he takes the subway. All right, look at that. Or maybe he wasn't taking the subway. Maybe he was going to run into the subway tunnel to go stop a train. So I think my answer to your question is, I can't confirm it, but I suspect Spider-Man did actually stop a subway train, because I saw him enter the subway station. My god, I feel like we're never going to be done building these damn iron mines. Alright. Ooh, Bessemer process. Hello. You know, we need to really start building up some tools. Thinking about it, Spider-Man would be useless in a small town. I know, right? It's so true. Like, oh, he's swinging from that two-story coffee shop with apartment above it, right? Yeah, he would be. He'd be totally useless. And how much crime is there really to stop there? More pragmatically inclined members of the armed forces, currently opposed to the passing of elected bureaucrats, have offered to change their stance were they to be offered certain political concessions. Such concessions would not be popular with the petite bourgeoisie, however. You know, he'd also be useless in, like, heavily wooded areas, like a forest, if you think about it. You can't really, like, swing around that fast. What are we choosing on this? We don't want to take a setback yet. Yeah, I guess we'll take this. We can take -3 from the petite bourgeoisie. Ah, yes. The coup fizzles out. Thank you. The conspiracy against Central American democracy has lost all momentum among the landowners. The plan to institute autocracy has been abandoned. Democracy is saved! Yay! Yeah, we'll take this one because everybody's already happy. And I would like to not be on noble privileges. So that's probably the best bet for that. Okay. You know what? So here's, again, what I'm talking about when, like, I need to change my instinct on how to handle things in the game. So instead of, I'm thinking, like, oh, to solve this, we need to get a paper mill built. For the time being, we can just add a bit of a subvention, right? Because we can have like maximum subventions here. And that will lower the price. I think Batman would be useful anywhere. Yeah, because Batman has money. Money is taken everywhere. So, yeah, he could solve any problem without even putting his cape on. I mean, isn't that the thing people always say is like in the Dark Knight movies, or like Batman Begins, you know, he wants to clean up the streets of Gotham. You know, for all the money you spent building the Batcave and doing all that stuff, you could have also just invested in the education system in Gotham City. You know, maybe gotten some higher paying jobs, given people like a park to take their kids to. Probably would have cleaned up crime quite a bit. So yeah, Batman would be useful anywhere. All right, let's get these steel mills done. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding elected bureaucrats, Jorge Figueroa of the Petite Bourgeoisie has approached us with an offer to expedite the process utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. Ooh, yeah, no. I normally don't care too much about enactment time. I'll take the enactment time. Yeah, money solves everything. If you have enough of it, like broken bridge, throw money. Hole in the ground, throw money. Need a black hole? Have a colossal amount of money for its mass to collapse. Yeah, exactly. Funny how money solves everything. You don't need superheroes. You just need a rich person who has some common sense and human decency. Um, so I've noticed, our budget has been in the negative for a little bit, but our gold reserves are like overflowing. Why is that? It makes me think maybe we need another construction sector. Yeah. You don't need rich people, you need to kill them, kill all the rich. Yeah, it's true, we don't need the people, we just need their money. I mean, we could also just tax them. It's probably easier to just tax them. Could also do that. I have a better question. Why does Gotham still exist? Like, why aren't there people living there? Rent is probably the cheapest in American history. I don't know. I mean, I think Gotham is like you could say the same thing about New York City in the 80s. Why are people still living there, right? See, it was a very, very difficult place in New York City in the 80s. But people were still here. Because, it's like when you live somewhere, it actually isn't that easy to just up and go to somewhere else. So that's probably why. No, it's more difficult, actually. Yeah, Paco, actually, unfortunately, I think you have a point there. It is more difficult to tax the rich, it seems. If we could do that, we would have done it already. It's simple, huh? We taxed the Batman. Why was that never like one of the villains in Batman? You have like the Riddler, the Joker, just one person who's like, I'm the tax man. What's your evil plan? We're going to make Batman pay his fair share of taxes. And then there's Batman. How dare you? I'm a job creator. I make innovation. General Joaquin Escalon, a popular military commander, has begun to challenge the civilian leadership of the armed forces under Maximiliano Chamorro. The general's ambitions threaten to expand Caudillo rule to yet another sector of society. Not on my watch, buddy. Nope, nope, nope. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we're about to finish. Well, not about to, but we're getting up on getting our first steel mill. We need to be able to use it for something. We can't actually use this steel for anything yet. I mean, Arkham could have better security, better psychologists, or a ship to throw people like Joker into space. Sometimes I think Batman is just lazy. Yeah, again, how about, you have better accommodations, better paid officials and stuff in the Arkham Asylum. How about it's no longer an asylum, like an actual medical facility? Maybe you don't have people like Scarecrow working there conducting experiments on people. That would do a whole hell of a lot. Our neighbors in Great Britain have become known for their ruthless foreign policy, a concern that the Conservative Party has raised in their election campaign, promising to be harsher in turn to deter aggression. Interesting. God, I wish the Age of Cadeos would be done already, so we can get the Liberal Party. Oh, ha ha, ha ha ha. The armed forces are going to join the Conservative Party. All right, time to switch all that up. Let's try to get the Liberal Party to win now. Better question, why is Arkham in Gotham? Yeah, send that to the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, right? Isn't there like a... I mean, Gotham and Metropolis are in the United States, which would mean, you know, there's still a... oh my god, why am I blanking on this? The island prison in San Francisco. Alcatraz. Yeah, you'd think there's still an Alcatraz, right? All right, we're at the hour mark here. I'm gonna go. I need a bathroom break. Get some more wine, and then we will be back. So back very quickly, and we shall continue Central America. All right, be right back. Now. And now think of like who all of the very rich people actually are. I mean, could you see any of them really being Batman? No. I mean, imagine. Imagine. Also, Batman is just like super... What, like, actually in shape like that? You know? Like, you see Jeff Bezos trying to, like, look all buff now. That guy has billions, and that's the buffest he can get himself to look. So, I think that's the other thing. You would, who all the actual rich people are, you'd be like, there's no way. All right, what do we have? See, that's the thing. We don't really have anything yet that can use our iron. Yeah, we need some engines. We don't have the tech for it yet. Yeah, we need the atmospheric engine pump. I probably should have gone for this before Fieldworks. 31 months left. Let's go for the Atmo engine now. Water tube boiler, nitroglycerin. Then let's finish off Fieldworks. And then let's keep going here because I want to get down to joints, to steel frame buildings. Ooh, yeah, and then we want central archives. Makes sense. I have a better question. How come no one finds out that Superman is Clark Kent? Glasses don't change you that much. I know, right? Whoa. Where did Hamcuts go? I'm right here. Like, you gotta think, even in, like, the simpler time of the 50s, voters debate who would provide the best leadership for Central America. Yeah, here we go. So we need to give some momentum here. But maybe we'll be able to get them into the government now. So what did we get paper to? Yeah, you know, we really need, like... Yeah, you know, we really need, like... we really need... paper. Add another level of that. Oh, although we only have 3 months of it left. Well, what are we facing here? Like... Oh, we're going to lose 2 from the intelligentsia. Yeah, okay. But I wonder if we can get... Oof. Nope. So, yeah, if we don't reform the government, we can keep the armed forces out. Do we need the rural folk in there? Not really. What laws do these guys like? Yeah, everything else they like sucks. So let's get them out of government. Although, keeping them happy is getting us infrastructure and honest work. But honestly, I don't think we're going to lose aid approval from them if we take them out of the government. Oh, but we can't take them out because we'd have to put the armed forces in. So they get to stay. Oh my god. Alright. What more can we do here? We have a politician who is loved and belongs to any powerful interest group that does not have autocracy or single-party state. So any politician who is loved. The only powerful interest group is the Catholic Church. Hold on, and let me read that again. It belongs to a powerful interest group that does not approve of autocracy, oligarchy, technocracy, single-party states. So, it doesn't look like they approve of any of that stuff. Okay. So if we can get Jorge Menendez loved, we can speed up Age of Caudillos a little bit. But why are we getting -2? Oh yeah, not in government and census suffrage. So if we can get Jorge Menendez loved, it'll go down by 3. All right. All right. Construction sectors. Because our budget can sustain it. We'll move the logging and paper below there. Would you rather fight 10 chicken-sized zombies or 10 zombie-sized chickens? Ooh. Oh, yeah, I would rather fight 10 zombie-sized chickens, because at least if the chickens bite me, I don't turn into a chicken. Even though the 10 chicken-sized zombies are chicken-sized, if I do end up getting nicked by one of them, I turn into a zombie. So, put me down for 10 zombie-sized chickens, though that sounds horrific. Oh, change the church laws. Oh, the positivist move. Oh, so you guys just, like, suck. They don't like voting laws. Other than wealth voting. We need to suppress these guys. Let's get rid of... And let's start suppressing these guys. You know what else we can do? We can turn down the subventions. Like, how much are we paying? See, that's the thing that's really cool about this update here. The subventions, I feel like, don't actually cost that much. So let's turn that down. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. You can look at the local price of a good in every state here. I love that. And on the world market, there's a lot of it. Oh, but the trade centers are not taking in a lot of it now. That was weird. Let's take a save. Whenever the game starts not working the way it's supposed to, it makes me nervous. Oh yeah, wait, Barney. What is your answer to that question? 10 chicken-sized zombies or 10 zombie-sized chickens? Ah, yes. Here we go. And it didn't add much for us in regards to that. Alright. What do we want to get to now? Really, nobody wants universal suffrage? Even, I guess because the intelligentsia likes such... I wish we could get to no migration controls. No schools, no health system. Oh yeah, we need to get off of... I think we need to get off of state religion now. Look at that. a bunch of people approve of total separation. It will lower wages too. The thing is, like, almost everybody is Catholic. So the Mayans are getting acceptance from it. So let's say we went to total separation. This would go to 15, so now they're at 45. I think that lowers them. No. No, it doesn't. So they'd stay where they are. Alright. Yeah, let's do that, because this will drastically lower wages. Which isn't, I mean, it's not a great thing. It's good that people have money in their pocket. But it is making our buildings cost, their expenses cost more. And, you know, we could go to freedom of conscience. I don't know, I'm kind of torn here. This will it'll lower our authority by 100 too. I don't know. Actually, I think we stay on state religion. People's wages being high is a good thing, because they have more money to spend on all of our stuff. The anti-British society has offered us an opportunity to establish a defensive pact with the French Republic. Hell yeah, we will do that. The positivist movement has convened in San Salvador to rally support and publicly discuss the specifics of appointed bureaucrats. The event has attracted much attention from locals. Oh. Yeah, the positivist movement. Well, they'll get more pops, so we can lower their activism. Why don't we do that? Would you rather have all the fame, power, and prestige in the world, or the Victoria 3 army rework? Does this mean if I had all the fame, power, and prestige in the world, I couldn't, like, go buy Paradox Games, Paradox Interactive, and just pay them to make the military rework? Or the army rework, I mean. I mean, the thing is, well, so I would take all the fame, power, and prestige. Because that's the thing, I don't hate the military that much in this game. I actually think the army model in this game, the front system and all that, actually makes a lot of sense for this game specifically. Now, that being said, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could be reworked. I'm not saying it's like... I think the system is fine. I think that it needs to be, like... maybe, you know, like, have things tweaked and fixed. Because I know there's a lot of people that are like, I just hate the system overall completely. Alright, yeah, we don't want any imports on this. We want you to export the hell out of this stuff. Yeah, that's true, though. We do need coal. Is Costa Rica our only one? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we're gonna need... Oh yeah, but that's true. Then that means we need tools here. How many tools does one need? 5 per level. And 1 tooling workshop. Yeah. Oops. Let's go back. Let's make a tooling workshop. We should get this going before we get the rest of this. Alright, now we're going down here. Some people want to play Victoria 2 2.0. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I hear people, a lot of people still pine for Victoria 2. I mean, honestly, I love this game. I think that the military system works very well for this game because, you know, like, the game is about, wait, hold up, let me make sure stuff is working here. The game is about, like, the economy, right? And it's about, you know, military and politics, too, because all that stuff is interconnected. But the game is largely about the economy. And so you need to have a military system that is focused on supplying your military. That's what it's about. And that's what this army model is about. And it makes sense to me. It's like, I always found it kind of funny that, like, take something like Civilization, where you're using, like, unit stacks, which is what everybody wants, but, like, you send a unit halfway across the world and it still takes 1 coin to maintain that unit. And that doesn't make any sense, because, like, the farther away you send a unit, it should cost, you know, it should have more of a cost to maintain that unit. Whereas in this game, the more C nodes you are sending an army through, the more like convoys you need to keep them supplied, right? And so for me, that makes a lot of sense for this game, because you have to supply those militaries. And, like, it also makes sense to me that for the time period, like the Victorian era, where you don't have communication, you know, instant communication, like the idea of, like, again, like Civilization, like, okay, your unit is in this space, and now I'm going to send them to this space. Like, you couldn't communicate with armies that much. Like, when you sent your military halfway across the world to go fight somewhere, the generals basically made the decisions, right? They had to make those decisions. And so, again, this front system where your generals are largely controlling a lot of the battles, the actual battles, makes a lot of sense to me. And now even more with this update, the idea of keeping your military supplied is even more vital. So I think that the front system actually makes a lot of sense for Victoria 3. Now, that being said, yeah, I mean, of course there's things in it that don't work sometimes and need to be ironed out. But I think the front system in general is perfect for this game. I didn't spend $800 on this game for nothing. Wait, I spent 800 hours on Victoria 3. I think I have a problem. 800 hours. How many hours have I spent? Let me look at my... Oh my god. I'm afraid to say it. 2,284 and a half hours. What am I doing with my life? 2,284 hours. And that was just the tutorial. Oh, but the everlong or I would say Victoria 3 joke, but I think that's just a paradox joke. Okay, we need road maintenance. So we can get the road maintenance out of San Salvador. Let's put it in Costa Rica now. This is why we need that company. Oh my god, I know, right? Unbelievable. Doing some maintenance here. The other night, I was having major internet problems, and so now, but I was like playing, it didn't see when it first started, the stream kept disconnecting. Now I'm like paranoid. Like checking constantly, be like, let me make sure everything's still working fine. All right, so we're getting some food in. So we're finally getting some industrial stuff here. Because I feel like every time I look at the private sector, yeah, they're just building agricultural stuff. Look at this positivist movement. We've gotten it down to 50%. All right. So now we're depleting the reserves a little bit. So now we can start selling some buildings and getting the industrialists on the board. So what can we sell? We don't want to sell the steel mills because we're going to be giving that to the company. So yeah, let's do the... God, we only... Wait. Is that... How many tooling... Okay. I was like, wait, we only have one tooling workshop in the whole place? Okay, good. So we have more than that. Ooh! Well, that's sold. Alright, let's keep that as is for now. I would like to really get more construction going. Oof. Okay. Oh, what am I... Oh, that's in Guatemala. What the hell am I doing? No, hold on. Yeah, are we, like, exporting the hell out of our iron? No wonder everything's so damn expensive. Yeah, we need to export stuff. Actually, you know, since we're going to have all these steel mills here, it might be worth getting a trade center going here. I had somebody shooting out fireworks again. So let's put that up there. Because we already have one level of it, right? Yeah. And these build really quickly. So let's get this tooling trade center done. Geez, have you ever remembered a game from your childhood as being prettier than it actually was? There are games I played when I was younger that were pixelated, but at the time they looked like real. Oh man, in the lead up to Civilization 7 coming out, I found this website online that emulated Civilization 1 and Civilization 2. And you could just play it through the web browser. And, like, first of all, in my mind, Civilization 2 is, like, one of the greatest games of all time. I absolutely love that game. I played the hell out of that game. And I remember it looking great. Now, I know that it doesn't look that great, because we're talking, like, I don't know, what was that, like 1993, like, PC gaming? But it wasn't, in my mind, it wasn't as bad as it actually ended up being. I remember the first game I saw on the original PlayStation, NBA Live 97, and they had like the polygonal player and like it was like the 3-dimensional arena. I remember seeing that and thinking like, oh my god, it will never get better than this. It will never look better than this. I haven't like actually looked at that in a while, but I can only imagine it looks a little bit better now. Although, have you seen that game Unrecord, or like clips of that game, this game Unrecord, that are coming out? If not, hold on. We need a general here. Who? I think maybe we go with this guy. I mean, I know Age of Caudillos, we don't want to give more power to the armed forces. Yeah, maybe this guy actually is best. We'll do Marcelino Barrios. Okay. The game, it's a first-person shooter, and it looks photoreal. It's nuts what this game looks like. Wait, why is it... Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 14.9. Yeah, the game looks photoreal. It's nuts. It was literally like to the point where people didn't believe. They thought it was a hoax. And so the developer posted a video of him, like, creating levels for the game. And you can see him creating this photoreal looking thing. It's really creepy, actually, thinking that it's a video game. Literally 5 pixels simulating a person. The most realistic thing I've seen as a 5-year-old. I know, at 5 years old. That's what's so funny. I feel like with every new video game system that comes out, you think like it can never get better than this. This is the most realistic thing that's I've ever seen. And it's true, it is the most realistic thing you've ever seen. Just not the most realistic thing you'll ever see. Despite not enjoying full rights under Central American law, some wealthier Mosquito people have begun moving into neighborhoods and frequenting establishments they would normally be excluded from. All right. Ooh, okay. Our budget just got... Yeah, look at that. So we leveled out the price of iron, and now our budget is like looking like gangbusters here. Oh, nope, never mind. That was short-lived. Yeah, games are crazy. Soon we'll have games pretending to be reality. Yeah, I think we're already there. By the way, did you know that once a Brazilian news outlet confused the gameplay of a limousine drifting in Forza with the supposed training of the White House guards? That's hilarious. No, it happened just recently too. So there's all the like police lockdown of Los Angeles happening right now, and I saw this report that there are these like stories circulating on right-wing media here in the U.S. Of this video, and they're saying like protesters in Los Angeles are shooting at this military plane, to be like the protesters are going too far, blah 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 blah. And it turns out it was footage from a video game. The game just looked so good that they couldn't really tell the difference, and so they believed, these random ass average people in Los Angeles are like shooting fire rockets off at a military plane. All right, canned meat, canned fish. How is our... Oh man. Okay, we need to import some of this. Let's prioritize that. So where do we have food industries? So just in Nicaragua. Why are we not... Oh, there's no demand. Okay, so let's do the pot stills, the sweeteners, and the canned meats. And let's start exporting some food. As a Civilization fan, do you prefer the more realistic style of Civilization 5 or the more cartoon style of Civilization 6? I like Civilization 6. I'll say that to begin with. In terms of the look of the game, the whole cartoon style never really sat right with me. I preferred what Civilization 5 looked like. But that being said, in terms of mechanics, there was a lot in there's so much in Civilization 6 that I loved in terms of mechanics. But yeah, if you're just talking about like the visuals of the game, it was one of the first things that stood out to me when it came out, Civilization 6. I was like, oh, it looks like a cartoon. So yeah, I prefer the look of Civilization 5. But I like the mechanics of Civilization 6. I need to get back to Civilization 7. I've heard that there's been a bunch of updates. So I got to do it just to check it out, but you know, why did I go like five full on coal mines here? I think we can start with 2 and then see what we need from there. Ooh. We're out of money. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, per se. You know, I wonder if we can start deficit spending. Our interest rate is only 12%. Yeah, because things are taking a long time to build here. So let's get... I've never been the biggest fan of Civilization, so why do people say it's horrible? Well, actually, let's do 1. So it's... I'll say this about Civilization 7. They were ambitious. They changed a lot of, like, the core mechanics of the game. And so the whole thing now where, like, you switch what your civilization is after, like, an era ends. Several prominent supporters of the positivist movement have approached the government with an ambitious petition to see through their agenda. The petition has been promoted as a necessary starting point amongst the movement's membership. Oh wait, why did I just do what I did? Ugh, God. So they changed a lot of the core stuff, right? They changed, and the big thing too is like changing your civilization. Now I remember in the lead up to the game reading about it, I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. I think that's going to be a cool thing. In actuality, it's not. It made me realize, like, what you love about playing Civilization is that you take your civilization from the beginning and you see how far you can take it, right? And so switching to like another civilization after a period ends, it's like, I don't really care about this civilization. I want the one I want to play with. So that's kind of something that threw it off. The other thing is, it's so funny that this was the longest period of time in between Civilization games. The Civilization 6 came out like 9 years ago. And yet, when Civ 7 launched, it really felt like a bare bones game. Like it wasn't done yet. And I think the thing is that it just kind of felt boring. At least that's the way I felt. Like I was playing it and I'm like, I'm kind of bored. Like there's not really much going on. There was much more you could do, like in Civilization 6, like right from the game start. But Civilization 7, it was like, oh, there's a couple things you can do. Now that being said, like visually the game looked really cool. But I don't know. And the UI, yeah, the UI was just kind of sucked. So I wouldn't say like I'm completely done with it. I want to go back and play it. I think the other thing too is having played Victoria 3 and like Crusader Kings 3 so much now. Like I realized playing Paradox games has really kind of eclipsed the amount of time that I play Civilization. The complexity of the Paradox games now kind of makes Civilization seem too simple, you know? Because these games are so complex. So that's the other thing, at least for me, that kind of threw me off. I wasn't expecting to feel like that. Like Victoria 3, when it was released, no salt, no seasoning, like bread and water. It's true, yeah. Although I have to say, I didn't come from Victoria 2. So my Victoria experience started with Victoria 3, but I did I played it not exactly at launch. Let's see. Whoa, there's some big epic finale of fireworks now. The first DLC, I believe, was Voice of the People, right? So I got into Victoria 3 at some point in time after launch, but before the first DLC. But I had no idea what the hell was going on in the game. Since I never played Victoria before, I had no idea what the hell was going on. So in terms of like there being no salt, no seasoning, that was lost on me because I had no idea what the hell was happening anyway. I think now, at this point in time, if I went back to that build and played it, I'd probably be like, oh my god. Like, the idea of there not being any agitators in the game. I know I played it before there were agitators, but I can't really remember what it was like because they've been around for so long. But in the time before there were agitators in the game, I had no idea what the hell I was doing in the game anyway, so it didn't really matter to me. It was all flavor. When you've never had a drink in your life, milk tastes delicious. All right, so we do have... We need... In this trade center... Yeah, I need you to import... Yeah. You know, this is really cool. In Guatemala, you know, I wasn't really thinking about this before, and I'm just kind of noticing it now. So can I create a different... Oh, no. Okay. It's the same for the country. That would be crazy if you could create a different one for each state. Yeah. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, there were no lively armies on the front lines. Like, it was all about the general. And, like... like, the armies were just attacked... Like, it wasn't an army with a general that you added to it. It was a general with armies that you gave them. That's the thing that I find kind of cool about this game. It has changed so much that... A lot of the early mechanics, I don't even really remember playing on them because it just seems so... Like, it seems like that's Victoria 2, the initial release of the game. Which is funny because that was only like 3 years ago. Alright. I feel like this episode has been a lot of just, like, waiting for stuff to build, unfortunately. But we are setting ourselves up for stuff. Maximiliano Menendez, the ever efficacious leader of the landowners, has approached the government with a plan to enact landed voting. A successful enactment is certain to contribute to his reputation as an effective politician. No, I don't want these. I don't want these at all. Here, we're going to say no on that. The older versions of this game are probably the most boring thing for us now. I know, right? It would be interesting to try it. To, like... do a stream where I just go back to the initial build of the game. Be like, let's try this out. You'd have to, like, completely relearn the game. Because honestly, I don't even know if I remember, like, what all the mechanics really were. All right, so we just got to get through this build queue here. The barracks build really quickly, so we just got to get through this stuff. Once we have this next round of soldiers, we can go after Panama. I wonder if there's a way to do it diplomatically. State transfer. Can we do a money transfer? What if we gave you like... Yeah, no. What if we gave you steel? Well, they want merchant marines. Why minus 50? Not interested in the article. So why... Yeah, why does it have that? So is it that they only want that? Oh, they only want that much. That's interesting. They don't want too much of it. But yeah, they're not going to give it to us. Alright. Well, then we're just going to take it. God, we can get 2 companies now. Well, good. When we take this, we can take the canal company. What would we need to activate that? Other than the land. Ah, the Atmo engine. Yes. Okay. So we'll get to that in a second. So state region is Panama. The building is the Panama Canal. And have a port that's level 5. Okay. Parties, particularly the Conservative Party, are struggling to raise enough funds for all their campaigning. Yeah, lose that 10%. Let's get this situated. You know, yeah, so we're going to need to... We don't have the Panama Canal thing here. God, this thing is going to go just slower than molasses. All right. Well, let's see. We're going to take a quick bathroom break. We're at 2 hours now. Quick bathroom break, get another drink, come back, and finally try to get our steel company here. So, be right back. All right, and we're back. Apologies for taking so long on that break. I went to go get more wine, and I started to spill the cup and swiped at it to not drop it, and just ended up splattering red wine all over the white wall in this room. Oh man, and I had to clean that up. Absolutely wonderful. That's gonna stain the wall. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. But that is a problem for future me and not current me. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. So, apologies for taking such a long break. But I had to frantically try to clean off some of that wine that's on the wall, hoping that it would come off as I wiped it, and it did not. So, whoops. Maybe I can blame it on the kids. The kids were drinking wine. I can't believe it. You guys are grounded. All right. Well, we're back here. All right. So we can make motors now. So we get precision tools. Then we can build the railways. Once we get precision tools, yeah, we'll be able to deal with our tools here. Yeah, so look at that. We're already having some infrastructure problems. You know, we could use some universities. Yeah. We also need to sell some buildings here. Yeah, there we go. Some shipyards. Why don't we sell those? No? No takers? Come on now. The tools? Jorge Menendez, the methodical leader of the Catholic Church, has been studiously working behind the scenes for some time now, and at last all his work is paid off for the Catholic Church. Damn, buddy, I don't want that. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, lower the interest rate. That's good. Through the widespread introduction of the atmospheric engine in the mining industry, productivity is at an all-time high. Oh yeah. Wait, what am I... We need to... Okay. I always forget to utilize what I've got. Use that. Yeah. No, let's use that. The iron mines, absolutely. See, 19 fertilizer. How much can we get from livestock? Oh, do that and do that. I've been sleeping on some production methods here. Excellent. So our livestock ranches actually might be doing well here. Yeah, look at that. All right. Oh, we've got a lot of them here. Okay, okay. Ah, man. Damn. Wait, are the armed forces... No. Poop, poop, poop. Yeah, we still can't reform the government here. Because we don't. I'm going to put the armed forces in there. This expensive taste, though, is killing me. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's speed up here, because we need to get these things just finished here. And we'll add a motor industry in Guatemala. But what we'll do is... Oh, and you know, we can... General Joaquin Escalon, a popular military commander, has begun to challenge the civilian leadership of the armed forces under Maximiliano Chamorro. The general's ambitions threaten to expand caudillo rule to yet another sector of society. Nope, nope, and nope. Oh, finally, we are almost done with that. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the world market here. What is... Okay. So engines we have a surplus of. But what about steel itself? Select fish. Oh, tell me we have... So the Belgians... The Belgians... Oh, but the British are producing a lot of it. But they're not exporting a lot of it. But no one's making prestige steel. Which our company can do. Refined steel. Oh. Oh, sorry, Barney. I just realized I haven't looked at chat in a little bit. The solution is to print money. Look at the Weimar Republic. Oh, yeah, right? That would be funny if that was an event that would happen in the game. Like, hey, just print some money. And see if anybody notices. Okay, so let's... Yeah, we don't need the road maintenance in Costa Rica anymore. I wonder if we can get a consumption tax for that instead. The tobacco. What do we spend in a lot on? So the port. Do we need to... Do we need to continue to subsidize it? Yeah. Well, we probably don't need to subsidize it because we probably don't need that many merchant marines. And then there's another port. Military wages are up. Yeah, and if we could sell some buildings, okay. Well, what about rural buildings? Rural. The iron mines. How about the logging camps? Anybody want to buy some logging camps? Or some cotton plantations? Somebody's got to want that stuff. Nobody? With all the money in that damn investment pool, you guys don't want to buy any of that stuff? You cheap bastards. Oh, let's speed this up. What are we doing? Let's go to 5 speed here. Just need to get this build queue done. Ah. The industrialists have expressed their satisfaction with the direction being taken by the country and its newly built factories. Oh, you know, look at that, the positivist movement. We can stop suppressing you guys. You guys kind of suck now. What else can we do? Fruit? I mean, that is gonna cause some people to be pissed, but we can afford it at the moment. We're using 200 on that. 579. Oh, yeah, that's good actually. All right. So we're good on that. Iron and wood. Yeah, I mean, we could sell this. I wonder how much they'd buy. Alright. So we sold 2 of them. Okay. The trade centers. Do we really need to subsidize the trade centers? How are they not making a profit at this point? Like, really? Okay, what? Okay, so they're paying 350 in tariffs. I guess we could fix that. You're getting 120 from subventions. I guess it's interesting that if they're losing money on this trade, why are they doing it? You know? I find that interesting. Alright, let's speed it up again. Okay, I gotta just let this build queue go, because I want these extra soldiers. I also need the soldiers before, you know, we take all the peasants. Well, actually, ooh, Costa Rica. Costa Rica, you don't have any more. Bulk trading. Ooh, I like that. Hold on. Because we got tons of these merchant marines. Alright. A storage tank full to the brim with molasses intended for rum distillation has burst, flooding the streets of Managua's commercial center, killing dozens and injuring hundreds of bystanders. Well, I don't want more. We can take the hit to the food industries. The recently translated works of Jesus and Zoetegui have become popular within the liberal movement. Alright, let's take that. The fervently nationalistic armed forces has turned its rhetoric towards Great Britain and its province of British Columbia. They have aligned with the Anti-British Society. Alright. Oh. Damn. I almost forgot. We have a lobby opportunity to get a defensive pact with the French. Oh yeah, that's right. And we have to do it this way now. What? What about the lobby opportunity? Look at that. It doesn't help us, though. Normally we should get plus 50 for this. Oh, it's only it's only plus 25 now. So if we put that, and then what if we gave you... I feel like that didn't help at all. Oh, gave it... Oh, wait. No, I don't want to do 25 years of their power block embassy, though. I really need to figure out all of this. Yeah, look at that. If we gave them investment rights. But I definitely don't want to do that. Especially since investment rights now allows them to use my investment pool to build things. Yeah, I don't know what I would really give them otherwise. Yeah, they don't really want anything else. Well, forget it then. I'm not going to give them investment rights. All right. Oh yeah, let's go to speed 5 here. Let's get these done. Yeah, look at this. Steel itself. Oh. I thought I had set this up. No, I want you guys exporting this steel. And do not import a single bit of it. We need to get to railways here. I suppose, though... Oh, yeah. Let's subsidize it so that we can get the infrastructure. Okay. Got that. Yeah, so we need basically like 2 more ports. Let's add it into the list. But we'll need the infrastructure. Ooh, we're out of infrastructure everywhere now. Wait, what do you mean? Yeah, San Salvador's has the infrastructure. All right. Here we go. We can finally make that company. The Steel Conglomerate of Guatemala. And our new executive, Aniceto Chavez, a Catholic Church theocrat. All right. Doesn't really give much to us. Okay, or trade right allows the company to construct a trade center. Oh, that industry rights. Yeah, I do want to give it industry rights on iron. Yeah, iron mines. And then trade rights allows the company to construct trade centers. Gives trade advantage for the produced good of the to the company's country. Yeah, there we go. So all right, so now I need this company to get good so I can get this construction efficiency. So, are we exporting it? I think the problem is on the world market. Yeah, they have a lot of steel in Prussia. Oh, hello, United States. So they have a lot of steel there. What about the Mexican market? None there. Alright, so how do we do this? We want to be able to, like, export steel. I wonder, so, okay, so can we get, oh man, okay, we need an interest. Let's get an interest in Brazil. I want to get some type of trade agreement with them. Oh, hello there, Sartorius. Hey, welcome in. Welcome back. Welcome back, my friend. The new features are insane. I was able to get to 1 billion GDP within like 64 years. But I do have to admit it's pretty OP as the United States. Ah, very cool. Yeah, that's good to hear. Because I'm starting an offline run as the United States. I started it shortly before I started my stream. So tomorrow I kind of want to explore the new features with a great power. I haven't really done that yet. It's been all like kind of small powers for me. So that's nice. 1 billion as the US. Yeah, the new features are amazing. It's one of those things where it's like it creates so many possibilities that I'm like, I don't even really know where to begin here. That's nice though. So you've done a run as the United States. Any other runs yet? Oh, our tooling workshops now can use steel. And I think we need that, right? Yeah, we need tools. So where's our tooling workshops? Use steels all around. Oh, don't worry. We have steel. There we go. Start producing said steel. Oh, here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, no, no, no. Pharmaceuticals. Oh, yeah, public health insurance. Alright, that's what we're going for next. President Jorge Menendez expects the same level of competence and meticulousness from his ministers as he applies to his own work. Now the president turns his attention to overseeing a particular cog in the machine of the government. Yeah, give me that trade capacity. Trade capacity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. What's happening here? How come we still have devastation? Jeez. And a small arm shortage. Why? Why would we... Why would they get... Okay. An internal investigation has discovered that a government official received many gifts from Maximiliano Chamorro on behalf of the Anti-British Society. Oh, we could get him to resign. Do we like that? Oh yeah, we do. Alright. Yeah, we don't want the political strength. So who's our leader now? Ramon Regalado. Ooh, gives him -2. Hey, that was an... Okay, we did a good change. We did a good change. Good job, us. Alright, so we need the prosperity bonus here. So we'd like to see this prosperity. I was able to also do one as Cuba kind of formed a Caribbean communist sphere of influence. I'm honestly surprised that Paradox added so much. Yeah, I know. I've been saying this through all the dev diary videos I made, that like it feels like Victoria 4, right? They've like changed. They fundamentally changed the entire game. It's like I'm kind of relearning the game right now. Oh man, yeah. Okay, so how do I get the prestige good again? Yeah, the prosperity. Though I think I need to be... let me look it up again. Let's see. Oh god, it's so hard to get to the old dev diaries. Yeah, here we go. Prestige goods. So how do we... I forget now. What makes certain good... Well... For example, I'll start producing... as soon as they hit the prosperity threshold. Ah, yes. Okay. So the prosperity threshold. God. Okay. Yeah, we need to get the building staffed. I mean, can we just subsidize it? Pay that cost? We also need more iron. Ah, but they don't have the infrastructure. Well, they do. Yeah, let's get the trade center in Guatemala staffed up. All right. Paper mills, and then the logging, the motor industry, because it'll start using the steel, and then we build the barracks. What are we researching? Railways. We should really be looking at what can we get here that will use steel. Not much. It'd be great if we get the steel frame buildings. But I don't want to take the ahead of time penalty on that. Yeah, rotary valve engine would be great. Cause wait, what? Oh, I thought that was the one. No. Well, getting to electrical generation would be nice then, because they'll use engines. Although so will the railways. And we need the infrastructure. So, yeah, we need to get to railways. It's going to take us 3 years. Oh. Now we need some road maintenance here. Prosperity target is 61 due to plus 60.76 from 19.5 pounds productivity. 16.1 of similar buildings globally from one staffed level. So yeah, this is what was going to be tough about it is... Yeah, subsidizing it is not going to help the productivity. Ooh, we're almost done with Age of Caudillos. I suppose I could keep building ports. They're going to be expensive to keep subsidizing. The ideas of the Radical Party have been raising interest throughout the country, leading to potential turmoil. What do we have here? Yeah, let's add the momentum to the Radical Party here. Although maybe I'm splitting the vote, giving the Conservative Party the win. What do we have? All right. In collaboration with the Radical Party, Toribio Boreas has secured a deal for cheap and quickly distributed pamphlets in support of the party. Okay. Hey, okay, the Radical Party is building up support here. Okay, okay. Whoa. What in the hell just happened here? Oh, yeah, because the private construction queue is off. Ooh, and now we're really paying... Yeah, we're paying a lot for these subventions of steel. Is it working, though? Let's take a look. Like, how much are we exporting? Okay, well, we're exporting 48 units of it, so that's nice. Okay. I mean, we have infrastructure enough to build it in places. Okay, maybe not there. Okay, maybe not there. Yeah, so we have infrastructure here. Are we saying there's nothing to build here? And we have the population. What about selling stuff? Will the company buy them? No, the financial districts did. But isn't the company supposed to be able to buy it now? Because... yeah, they're supposed to be able to do iron. I don't know necessarily. I mean, I know they're supposed to be able to. Well, we're not in debt, so there is that. But losing 16K is a lot. Well, okay, I need to keep it in mind, though. We're losing 16K because the private construction queue is off. Is it worth paying these subventions if we're not getting the prosperity bonus anyway? So we're getting 0.24 every week when what we really need to get to is 100. I suppose not. Although we can speed this up. What am I doing? Alright, well, we got the company. Supporters of The Conservative Party have gone beyond simply campaigning for their own party, harassing and sometimes physically attacking opposing partisans. Yeah. Let's get a hit to the Conservative Party. We've got 57 days. We'll see. Alright, so once again, we need to get through the build queue. I suppose we can go to 5 speed, since we're just waiting for stuff to build here. Oh, we're almost out of this. Man. Yep. The Conservative Party. Alright, what could we do? I would like to get public health insurance. Could raise our standard of living a little bit. Alright, let's do it. Oh good, we're building barracks as we build these motor industries. Hey Rob, hello, hello, hello. How goes it? We're going well, going well. We're doing well here. Maybe a little slow, but slow and steady at least. Radicals in Guatemala seem to be getting support from discriminated Maya citizens within the state. How are you doing, friend? Alright, yeah, let's do that. Oh god, yeah, we're really... We cannot get these railways quick enough. I'll tell you that much. Doing well. Tired, but gotta get some steam and game in. Get some stream and game in before bed. I know how that feels, right? That point where you're like, I'm tired, I should just go to bed, but I can't. I gotta get something else in here. What are you producing and trading this run? So, what we did, so basically the general premise here is, as Central America, something that sucks is every state we have has this Central American Cordilleras, which gives us a negative 10% state construction efficiency. So we were able to finally get the steel conglomerate of Guatemala, and their prosperity bonus is we get a plus 5% state construction efficiency to counteract that. But in order to get this, we had to build a level 5 steel mill, which eventually will be wonderful for us. But at the moment, like, we just don't have enough use for all this steel. So we're producing steel. We're trying to export it as much as we can. And we are exporting quite a bit of it. But like... Actually, what am I talking about? You know, yeah, we could use more trade capacity there. Let's finish this. We'll build all this stuff. Yeah, so that's our story here. More trade centers. Yeah, that's right. You know, I was saying earlier in the stream that, you know, so much has fundamentally changed in this game that I gotta start trying to consciously alter what my instincts are in the game, right? Like, I gotta build trade centers. It's hard to, like, change your habits. I haven't found a reason not to build more of those in this patch. I know. Well, that's why I gave... no, not this. That's why I gave the company the trade charter. They can build trade centers now. Since what I need for them to do is to trade steel. I'm Azerbaijan, and I'm making money not being able to produce merchant marines or having ports. Yeah. See, I'm swimming in merchant marines here. What I need is to get more ports and use them. The arms industry, let's sell that. No? You guys don't want to buy this? Oh, you know, I forgot. You can... What happened? You can sell the trade center. That can be privately owned. Let's sell it. Look at that. Yeah, now we're exporting like 72 units of it. See, to help with the prosperity bonus, I need all these levels staffed. Ah, yes. Here we go, finally. The age of caudillo politics is, at long last, at an end in Central America. The armed forces have assumed their rightful place of service to the legitimate government. Ah, finally. With the calls for some form of healthcare system, many are questioning where the money for setting up the new healthcare system will come from. Some are suggesting simply taking it out of our tax funds, while others insist the government should find another way to cover the cost. Well, we don't want to take money. But a plus 20% success chance. No, let's just take the 10. Let's just take the 10. See, I find this hard to read now too. So what is it telling me here? That we're at 6 prosperity and we're trying to get to 80. Like, is that what it's telling me? water tube boiler. But we get the condensing engine pump. Well, we definitely need that in the iron mines. Yeah, you're ticking up towards 80. Yeah, that's what I thought, right? But and so now, because it's a changing value, so it's saying now we're at 9. We're at 9 prosperity, and we're trying to get to 66, right? Or 72. Yeah, we're at 9. We're trying to get to 72. All right, how's iron in the markets? Ooh, we need some coal. Oh, here we go. Okay. So the company's building a trade center. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I thought. So the target is always changing. But it seems like the value we are at. Oh no, there we go. Okay, so we're at 10. Yeah, it's because we're getting 0.45 every week. So it is going to take us some time to get up there. $23 months. Oh my god, railways. You guys are killing me. Oh, well, at least somebody's building more iron mines. Alright. Ooh, percussion cap. Okay. We're about at 3 hours here, so I think we'll take a quick break, quick bathroom break, and I will be right back. Alright, and we're back, and we're moving. know what, though? Hold on. I'm pausing for a second here because... Yeah, look at that. So, the trade center in Guatemala. So, because I'm about to build trade centers. I don't want to build these. I want that company to build them. Because they'll get the throughput bonus. So let's not build that. Ooh. Okay, we're paying a lot for subventions now. But we're moving up here. See, I think the thing is, I'm going to move the subventions down once we get railways. Because once we get railways, we can start building up more motor industries, which will need more steel. An eruption of unprecedented records has utterly devastated the lives of many Dutch East Indies, the big bad from our previous run, in the state of West Java. The explosion of the Krakatoa could be heard from hundreds of miles away, and anything that had the ill fate of surrounding the island was immediately devastated. Yeah, we can't afford to help. We're still sour from our last run, even though we defeated you, so we shouldn't be sour. A mine in Guatemala has collapsed, trapping miners within the dark shafts below. The scale of the accident has made the tragedy a story across Guatemala and the nation. Ooh, 5% of lower strata possible. We can get +1 on our industrialists. Look at that. Okay, we're finally getting the barracks and the artillery foundry. So once we get that up, we can start making our move for Panama. The drop of temperature caused by the volcanic eruption has ruined the crops of all the nation, and the farmers of Costa Rica beg for help. Our states with farms and plantations will experience minor crop failures. See, I always find this journal entry so perplexing. Because I don't see... Like, it doesn't give me any benefit for spending that 900 government expenses. Because this one just reads the same thing. Minor crop failure. So why would I spend it? Look at that. The prosperity is a-movin'. Increased sightings of anti-British Society members socializing with lawmakers at restaurants and entertainment establishments are raising concerns about lobbyist conduct. Who's in the anti-British Society? Ooh, a lot of people. Yeah, we can get one more here. Excellent. All right. So, law progressive voting, excellent. So we'll get that. It would be nice if we could keep expanding the construction sectors. They're releasing the soundtrack tomorrow, and every other Paradox game has come out a few days after. Oh wait, hold on. I'm hoping they shadow drop EU5 tomorrow. They're releasing the soundtrack tomorrow. Every other Paradox game has come out a few days after. Oh. Whoa, really? No, they wouldn't. I don't think so. I feel like there's no way they would release EU5 without oh, it's coming out on this date, everybody start pre-ordering, blah blah blah. That would be nuts. That would be really crazy. The other thing that would be kind of crazy about that is I've seen a couple streamers who have pre-access to it have been releasing some. Well, I don't know. Does it seem pretty done? Because there's been some streamers I've watched. Oh, Toribio Boreas has died. Oh, that guy. R.I.P. my friend. You helped us get homesteading. I've seen a couple streamers who have pre-access who have been streaming it, and the map doesn't look done. The map looks really kind of they're still kind of working on it, right? Everyone who cares about it probably already knows. I mean, that would be awesome. That would be awesome if it does. Although, talk about stealing Victoria 3's thunder. I think Vicky 3 has found a resurgence here with this new DLC. If EU5 dropped right afterward, I think everybody would kind of forget about Victoria 3, about Charters of Commerce here. Done as in ready for DLC to finish polish it. Wait, DLC? They are releasing the soundtrack tomorrow. Done as in ready for DLC. Ready? Wait, DLC for what? Can't be DLC for EU5. Oh, see, look at this. Oh, wait. Oh, the company. Ooh. Okay, the company is going now. The company is going. Go for it. Aniceto Chavez. Alright, there we go. Public health insurance. Okay. I think they were really thinking the map was good as is. Okay. It seems pretty done. Done as in ready for DLC to finish polishing it. Yes, DLC for EU5. Oh. You don't think, though, they would have, a big, here's the release date in, I don't know, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, everybody get excited, start pre-ordering. You don't think they would do that? Because there's got to be some marketing build-up to it, right? Every game does that now, where it's here's the date it's coming out. You can pre-order it now. Do the base pre-order, or if you do the super-duper pre-order, you get, we give you a hug for doing it. I mean, that would be nuts if they were like, haha, it's out now. Nobody knew, but it's out now. I don't think they. I think they would too. To be honest, how much good would marketing for a Paradox game really do? I I think for EU5, I think it would be big. I think it would be big in the sense that, I mean, I get what you're saying in like the grand scheme of gaming. Like, yeah, like grand strategy games are a niche. I think Paradox is the leading company in grand strategy, but grand strategy itself is a niche. Um, so yeah, like, are the millions and millions of Call of Duty players being like, "Oh my God, EU5 is coming out"? But for everybody who likes grand strategy, um, if they announced the date of EU5, I think that would be the biggest announcement in this genre. I doubt it'll come out, but people are. Oh yeah, people are making conspiracy theories. Yeah, because people want it to be out. That's what it is. People just want it to be out already. You know what's interesting? Okay, I finally see what this means. So, like, I did videos for all the dev diaries for this update, and whenever they talked about company prosperity, they were like, it's a drifting value, and that's all. That's the only way they ever worded it. It's a drifting value. Um, and I never, I'll be honest, I never fully understood exactly what that meant. A drifting value. I now get it. Yeah. Because the value of your prosperity is going up, but the number you're trying to get to is not fixed. I think that's the wording they should have done. The number you're trying to reach is not fixed. That number goes up and down as your prosperity number goes up and down. The number you're trying to get to goes up and down. Now I finally get it. Soundtrack tomorrow, regardless. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool, regardless. I brought it up because I want it to be out. Or Vic War DLC. Well, I think a Victoria 3 DLC is gonna take some time to come out. But hey, I mean, there was some war updates in this one though. No more teleporting armies. Honestly, I think the change to organization is a massive change in this game. Like, for instance, like, why is our organization at 50% here and not going up? Oh. Oh, because, wait, we have just the cavalry here. Okay, hold on. We gotta reorganize our armies here. What is happening? So we'll make the second one here our cavalry. So let's send everybody over there. So we have 3. We need to send... yeah, let's upgrade these guys to that. Alright, there we go. You can select the state too, but still the game is missing something for me. Love the trade though. Yeah. I mean, it's true. I think there was a very big change made to the military in terms of this, like, well, there's a couple things, but yeah, I do agree, like, this wasn't a military DLC. I think there's probably a military DLC or military, like, mechanics update at some point in time. But yeah. All right. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, you meant the game in general is missing something. I think that with all this new stuff, I'm still like grasping my mind around some of it. That I don't know if I would say it's missing something at the moment. Like for me, I think this trade thing is what was missing. Because there's just so much now you can do. Every country can be so specialized. There's so many different possibilities of what you can do now. Hold on here. A lowborn man has risen as the popular leader of the intelligentsia, with some not so pleased by such social mobility. Do we like the current intelligentsia leader? Ooh, look at that political strength. Look at that. This guy is giving a lot. We don't want to lose him. So let's see what we would have got with this guy. Ah, yeah, look at that. Okay. So not so bad there. Alright, so we're getting near the end of our build queue here. So let's upgrade all that. So what we'll have here is 10 and 10. So that'll be 20. And then what we need here so we have this here, and this is where we're gonna want, yeah. So let's build 7 more in San Salvador. Make it 10 and 10. So that'll give us 40 standing army. That'll really push us past New Granada. Now let's keep an eye on our money here, because we're losing some. Saw generalists do a Panama only run earlier, which was cool but cheesy. Yeah, I saw the first episode. I didn't finish it, but I saw quite a bit of it. Yeah, I was surprised because normally nobody else is really doing videos like that for small countries other than me. So that was nice to see some small countries getting some love. I was also, I saw that too, and I was like, oh man, that's the run I'm doing right now. I mean, I guess I didn't do strictly Panama, but we're about to take Panama. But yeah, that was a cool video. Yeah, a little bit of cheese, although I think there are some YouTubers doing much more cheese than others. And so I think Generalist does keep the cheese to a minimum. I think, which is why it's very nice to watch his videos. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I learned how to play the game from Generalist. It was from a lot of his early videos that I learned how to play this game. But that was the thing I found, is that so many people only do tutorials of all the larger countries, and nobody is really doing tutorials for smaller countries. Which is why I started making videos, because I was like, I prefer to play the smaller countries. And the strategies are different. Although this trade update, I feel like, kind of brings some of the strategies more in line with each other. Oh, we're doing this thing now where when we get new industries, other buildings lose all their employees. Yeah, he made all of his money with money transfers for power blocks. Yeah, that seems to be the new exploit. Which is funny. Earlier today, we made some money off of giving a power block embassy to Great Britain for some money. Oh yes, here we go. I didn't even realize that was an exploit. I was just like, oh hey, we got lucky with this right here. Let's take it. Then I saw his video later in the day, and I was like, oh, this is an exploit. Okay, so first railroad goes to Guatemala, San Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica. We need one everywhere. And we're going to do that now. We're going to do that sooner rather than later. I don't think it's an exploit, just he abused, the hell out of it. Yeah, I know, right? I feel like that's something they're going to nerf very quickly. But it's also not something you can just, like, do all the time, right? Like, let's take a look at France here. So, like, power block embassy. Like, if we were going to get 1,000, like, they wouldn't take it right now. Let's see what would happen if we're at negative 22 as a test here. Yeah, proposal declined. Why does this map look like that? I wonder why it looks like this. That's interesting. Is that because of the paper map we have? No, it's not. That's interesting. Ah, yes. Oh wait, I missed the previous message. And I don't care about exploits. I just was hoping for a one-state tutorial. No, I fully agree with you. I don't mind exploits either, but I know what you mean. It's kind of like, oh, that's how we're doing it, right? Like, that's not really how you should do it, but that's how we're doing it. So I agree. I agree with your sentiment on that. But yeah, good to have you, as always. Glad you stopped in. Let's see. When am I back again? I'm back on Friday night for some Friday Night Frostpunk. So hopefully I'll see you again. See you then. unless you have more of a life than I do and have some plans on a Friday night. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. I'm probably ending this fairly soon as well, so we'll see. Yeah, I think we are at a good stopping point for tonight. We got some budget stuff to fix, but we're just about ready to attack for Panama. Um, so we have that going for us there. Um, but yeah, I think we're at a good stopping point for tonight. Um, so I think we're gonna do a raid here to end it out. But then let's see. So next time I'm on is Friday night, doing some Friday Night Frostpunk as always. Oh, Paco, you're back. No, yeah. I think we're at the stopping point for tonight. Um, but I'll be back on Friday doing some Friday Night Frostpunk with Frostpunk 2. Um, but yeah, we did some good work here. Enjoying the new stuff. We're gonna do a raid though. Somebody else doing some Victoria 3. I don't really know who they are, but I guess we'll all figure it out together. Um, let's see here. But yeah, as always, thank you to everyone who's watching. If you haven't already, consider giving me a follow on Twitch or a subscribe on YouTube so you'll be alerted to the next time I'm on. Otherwise, if you're on Twitch, stick around for the raid. If you're on YouTube, I will see you later. And as always, be awesome.
Realism, psychiatry, law.
Because we can't actually build... Oh, we can build trade centers again. Nice.
Wasn't planning on it.
Okay, let's do a defensive back.
More steel? No. We don't have any people at home who can go and work in the steel mills. The economy is still growing, but that's because I built so much stuff that